Uh, Hi, today in this YouTube video, I want to explain symmetric and asymmetric decryption methods using a Java. How do we encrypt a data for security purpose, and how do we decrypt it? So there are some concepts like symmetric and asymmetric encryption. What do you mean by symmetric encryption? For encrypting any data, we will use the same key, and for decrypting the data also we use the same key. Okay. If you are using same shared key for encryption and decryption, that is called symmetric encryption. So you can see here the concept is sender and receiver both will share one common secret code, secret key, and using that secret key they will encrypt. One side, if they encrypt any data, other side they can decrypt it. It is like same key for a lock. If anybody locks with one key, with the same key, and if he's having the same kind of key, you can unlock it, right? The data. So that is the example here. You can see symmetric encryption, simple architecture diagram. So using a secret key, the left side here we are encrypting the ciphertext, and the same key is shared to the other side. Right side you can see we are decrypting the data using the same key. So it is a simple symmetric encryption. It is very fast. This method is very fast because you are using same key for encryption and decryption. So which is why it would be very fast comparing to asymmetric encryption. But the question is, how do you share secret key over the internet? If anybody cracks the secret key, they will be able to decrypt it, right? So there is a still security flaw, right? How do you resolve this? So I'll explain that. We can resolve that issue using asymmetric encryption. Okay, not the symmetric, asymmetric encryption. So before jumping to that, let me give you the sample code example how we are doing encryption using this same secret key. So here you can see symmetric example. We have a public static void main method, and you can see string key equal to this particular key. We declared 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and 1 2 3 4 5 6, 16 bytes. We took as 16 bytes, and the data that we need to encrypt is a hello world. So we need to create a object for secret key spec. So we're going to create an object for secret key spec, and its algorithm, encryption algorithm, we are using AES. Okay, AES is the encryption algorithm basically. So now you see the ciphertext. We need to get the instance of the cipher as well, because based on the algorithm, again here we are using AES algorithm. Okay, and you see now we're going to get the data and we're going to encrypt it. Okay, so we are going to get the data and we are going to encrypt this. And other side you can see, once the data is encrypted using base 64 encoder dot encode to string. So you see cipher object we require it. Why do we require it? Because it is having a do final method. Inside this method we are passing the data in the form of bytes, and it will give the byte array data. Okay, that byte array data we are passing it to the another method encode to string. It is coming from the base 64 class, you can see here, and finally we will get the encrypted text. And again you need to set the decryption mode. You need to set the mode. The mode will be cipher mode, it will be decrypt mode. You are using the same secret key, and that way you can decrypt it. Can actually decrypt it, and you can see both encrypted and decrypted data. So the problem here is, how do you securely share the key? How do you share it? That's where we require another encryption. So there are two things are going to happen. First thing is, you are going to encrypt the data, and on top of that you need to encrypt the key also, through to using which you encrypted actual data. Because if somebody steals your key, they can decrypt it, right? That is why you need to encrypt the key also, whatever the key you have used. For example, you see here our key is 1 2 3 4 16 bytes are there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 so on, last one is 4 5 6 3 4 5 6. You can see that there, the key we declared. We need to encrypt that. For that only we use the public key and private key concept, asymmetric. We use the two keys. So every actor will have two keys. First thing is public key, which will be available for all public, which can be shared with all public. Other thing is private key. Okay, so you can encrypt the data using your public key. Okay, if anybody encrypts your data using your public key, and that can be decrypted using a private key. The both keys are different. Even if somebody steals your public key, only private key can decrypt it. So this is asymmetric encryption and decryption. So that is why it is very impossible to crack that until and unless someone is really having your private key. So that is why you can see now we are getting a public and private key, and our data is hello secure word, and cipher mode we are encrypting the data. We are encrypting data using a public key, okay, and decrypting using private key. So here, instead of data, you can actually replace it using a key. You can actually do that. I just explained with a simple example here. So this is how the actual encryption decryption happens. So whenever a security needs to be established between two parties, and this is the best way to do it. Okay, I hope this would be useful for you. Thank you for listening. And you can see here key differences are in symmetric scenario we will have only one key. For asymmetric we will have two keys. And for symmetric scenario it will be very fast. I want to tell you one thing. Why are we doing this two levels of encryption? First thing, we are encrypting data, and after that we are encrypting key also. Why do we need to do that? Why can't we use the second option directly? Because the thing is, asymmetric encryption is very slow because you are using two keys, right? First you need to encrypt with the other key, and for every request, if you are doing the same exercise every time, it will take a lot of time to process that particular thing. So latency will be very high. That is why we need a symmetric exchange, encryption exchange. So if same key is there, it is very faster to encrypt the data and decrypt it. So that is why what we are doing, we are only encrypting the key, not the data. So that every time you don't need to decrypt it. Once you encrypt and decrypt the key, whatever the key that you are going to use for encryption of the actual data, cipher data, so it will be fast for you. Getting it right? So for data encryption and decryption we will use symmetric option. For key encryption and decryption we will use asymmetric option. So that is where the combination of this both the things we use it. Okay. So these are the things. I hope you understand this. It would be useful. Thank you, and thank you very much.